Good morning and kia
Hello
ora.
there.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Yasmin and Brandon. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning.
Thanks for hanging
Thanks
out
to
with
you.
us.
Yeah.
Yasmin, I want to ask you this question, and I was going to, I think I'm going to ask the other cast members about parents, your parents, right? Parents can be your biggest cheerleaders. They can also be your biggest critics. Did mum or dad give you any advice after you got the role of Roma?
So it's funny that you asked that. I did not tell my
Ooh.
parents that I got the role. I usually don't tell them if I get an acting role. And not in a bad way. It's just this isn't, or at a point, this really wasn't I guess, the direction they wanted me to take in life.
What about you,
Yeah, but
Brandon?
again, not in a bad way.
What about you, Brandon? Did mum and dad give you any advice?
Not for this one, but I will say this. My parents have never shied away from giving me some
Sure.
tips.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad has definitely been like, character was, I think you could have picked it up a little in Act Two, you know?
Yeah, that's what I
All
was
right.
looking for. That's what I was
Thanks,
looking
Dad.
for.
To give you some context, he's not an actor. You know, he's just got opinions. And honestly, I kind of
100%.
like him. I like
Yeah,
the
well,
opinions.
that's the parents' right? They don't have to know
Right.
anything about anything. They're still mum and dad wherever you go.
That's exactly right.
Now, both of you are involved in some emotional scenes throughout The Chosen. I'd like to know, how do you step away from that? And because a lot of people would say you shouldn't take work home with you, right? In your roles, you're surrounded by so much emotion, so much well being, so much goodness that you might want to take that stuff home. But how do you separate that?
So I don't think I've ever heard the question asked this way before. So just so that I understand, you're asking like, you've got to separate and not take home this sort of negativity, but you're also in contact with a lot of goodness. So do you leave that in the workplace or do you take that home?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a remarkable way to ask that question. And you know what I think? I think you can leave the negativity, and I think you can take the goodness with you. Uh, and maybe it's because of the nature of it that the negativity that I usually deal with in my workplace is almost always, I know this sounds so dumb, but it's imagined, right? You have to imagine it fully so that it's embodied in a way that people buy, right? But it's still imagined. So I think that there's like a sort of routine that most actors go through to leave that stuff there. The goodness that I experience in the workplace is not imagined. That's real. I do feel support from my cast and from my director and from the producers and the writers and the crew and the camera. And so in a certain sense, it's kind of taken care of for me because the badness, I already have a sort of internal infrastructure to leave behind. And the goodness is real. And I wouldn't want to leave that behind.
That's good for people to know from the outside looking in. I'm glad you said that, Brandon. Yasmin, for you, I was watching you while Brandon was giving his answer, and I'll put it another way for you. How do you, are you good at prioritizing your mental health? That's very important for us Kiwis. Okay, so how do you do that? Dealing with the emotional, I guess, the emotional content, the emotional intensity of what you're involved with The Chosen.
Yeah, no, I think it's incredibly important, and I'm a big advocate of, for me, I do therapy and, maybe exploring other different types of therapy. I have friends who do other things and they're sharing their experiences with me. So just out of curiosity, I'd like to try. But just having a professional who I consistently meet with if I ever have anything going on in my life, even if I don't, you never know until you have a conversation. And just having a space to be able to have these conversations and work through things and work it out. And I think really building a good support system around you. I feel very lucky to have the people in my life that I do, and a lot of them being from The Chosen. And if I ever need a friend, I can call on them and they're there and they support me. So I think that's a big thing, just who you surround yourself with. Um, and then making sure, kind of like what Brandon was saying and what the question that you were asking before is, recognizing the good in life and that things are good in life and not really trying to not dwell, sometimes easier said than done, trying to not dwell on the negativities in life because that can, that can bring you down. And
I've been told to wrap. So can I just quickly ask both of you to give me 2-word answers? Why should I see this if I already know how it's going to play out?
You know what's going to happen. You don't know how. And
Thanks,
the how
Brandon.
is very important.
Yasmin?
2 words?
Yeah, because I've been told to
word.
rap. I've been told to
I
rap.
guess,
It's
well,
like,
no, I get to be the how. The how.
The
What?
how. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, the
ooh,
how. Oh, 2 word. I'm over here being like, dude. Raw humanness.
that's 2.5,
Yeah.
but I'll take it.
It's what?
2.5 words, but I'll take it. No, that's good.
Oh,
Humanness.
yeah.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Take care. God bless. Bye.